Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very special day here at the gym with me because I'm with... Me! She forgot the first letter of her name because it's A, so it's Amy. But it doesn't matter. So, YouTube, today we're going to be doing some back and biceps and some cardio with some questions in the background from me. Oh, fucking hell.
You're not feeling strong today?
Hang on a minute. No, it's just I ain't warmed up. Okay, Jack.
How are you feeling today, Charlie?
How am I feeling? In strength-wise?
Just any-wise. Just
I'm feeling
how
okay.
Are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling like my life is like a big fight camp right now.
What makes you say that?
'Cause I'm fighting for the family, babe.
Ah.
I'm fighting for it. I'm working hard. I'm fighting for it. I'm staying above water. I'm not folding to the pressure. I'm adapting. I'm surviving. I'm leading. I'm doing many things that ideally help build our family for generations to come.
And what would you say?
Oh, that's fucking convenient. The whole seat just fucking dropped. Don't you laugh at me, you cunt! You fucking laugh at me, and I come to the gym and you start fucking laughing at me.
What would you say is the hardest part about your fight camp?
You laughing at me most of the time. The hardest part. Well, let me tell you something. The hardest part, to be truthful with you, the hardest part, I'm going to take this fucking jumper first. All right, woman, ask me the question again. Ask me the question again, woman.
What is the hardest part for you right now about your fight camp?
So, when you say fight camp, you're referring to my work, right?
Yeah. What you describe, it feels like you're going through fight camp.
Yeah, because I can't... So, a fight camp is a commitment. It's a focus for you to perform with consequences at the end of it and a lot on show and people watching, people depending on you, other people on the other side also working. And the hardest thing is being in a position where you're constantly on the other side of doing everything you can. Because there's so many things to stop you, block you, prevent you, distract you from doing what you're supposed to do. So, does that answer your question, woman?
Yeah, it does. And so, in that, when there are all these things coming up to distract you and stop you and you're in this fight camp, what do you do to stay focused, to stay grounded, to keep flowing, keep going?
What do I do to stay focused, to stay grounded, to keep going?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I force myself. That's important. I force myself. Staying grounded is not being caught in my mind. Because as you well know, Amy, you're short circuit if you're not expressing what's in your mind. So the rules of RACT come in all the time. Big one is communication. And there's many ways to move energy. One of them is what I tend to do in the shower or the bathroom, which is sing and vocalize and move it and loosen up and have fun and be enthusiastic, so that keeps it moving. To stay focused is easy, because focus is a result of having little else that takes away from it, having very few distractions, and that takes work. And I've been working my whole life to put myself in this position where I can do that. I've left the country, I've drove across the lands to build that for myself. So focus has been already cultivated in an environment, but to maintain it requires discipline. And discipline is sticking to a routine, setting weekly targets and achieving it, showing up on form, being self-aware enough to realize how to manage the ebbs and flows. Does that answer your questions?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And when, like, I asked about, like, staying grounded, and then you spoke about obviously leaving the country, driving across the land. When we are moving regularly, and there is that, I guess you could call it like disruption, like new environment, new country, having to like set base up and stuff like that. How do you keep yourself grounded in that sense? Every time we're moving and getting up, what helps you to anchor?
Systems. Systems stop you having to think about new things, and preparation does all the work in advance, so you're not thinking about 90% of it. 10% is leeway for you to have to figure out things as you go along, but most of it can be prepared in advance. So whilst we're here in this spot, much of the thinking and the preparation and the advancement so we can continue flow in the next spot is actually done in this spot. Staying ahead rather than staying put or staying behind. Staying ahead is very important. And moving and traveling is very simple and easy. Really, like, there's no reason at this stage we should be driving more than 12 hours. And what is 12 hours if we plan it right? And as long as I can plug my laptop in, everything continues. And there's enough space around that to continue flow in every other way. Yeah. There's no reason, it's bullshit excuses to say that moving around has to stop you. It takes energy, it takes focus. You've got to plan for that. And you've got to put that in your blueprint before you even begin to know what you've got to prepare for. Otherwise, you're poorly planning. You've got to know that's part of your game. So your entire ethos and focus and aim is built around that expectation that you are going to be moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so important. We've been travelling now for 10 months or so. What would you say that you've learnt the most in those 10 months, like about travelling and being on the move and anything else that's come with it instantly?
What have I learned the most? What have I learned the most? Fuck me! Do you think I've got 4 days to be sat here telling you what I've learned? Well, do ya?
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Because I need the toilet first and foremost. Because I'm holding it in. Okay. What have I learned? So much I've learned, Amy. I've learned... Here's this before my set. I've learned Start in a location, 90 days. Leave a location. You learn a lot in that time and everything changes and you start to realize what is needed in your life at certain phases to achieve certain things, for certain goals. That's one thing. Another thing is, every location has a pro, every location has a con. So the goal is to understand the relationship with compromise, because that is life. Life is a balancing act of compromise, one decision at a time. So trying to make decisions based outside of the laws that is life is always going to disserve you. And being in alignment with the laws of life, like you are going to compromise on something, just choose which one, is going to serve you. Many things realizing about traveling with a lady and a woman, and more confirmation of the difference and what's needed in roles. Another thing is, truly you don't need much, but you've got to find a lot in very little. Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to create no more than 5, but at least 3 components in life you absolutely want to prioritize, and then design your environment around that. I absolutely need internet connection. I cannot have any bullshit, slow, outdated, living in the Stone Age shit. So that I absolutely need access to a facility like this so I can train and work my body. And then I absolutely need an environment where I spend most of my time working undistracted. Everything else is a bonus. So I can't live in a place where people are knocking on the door or there's lots of sounds, and I could go one place one time and someone else has taken my fucking seat. No. You want to stay consistent? Create a consistent environment. Make sure your environment stays consistent. What else you got for me, woman?
Okay, so success. What does it mean to you? And has your meaning of success or your idea of success changed over the last few years?
Success. Success is the opportunity to do as you desire within the boundaries of reality, which is your time and energy. And then environment. So success does change as a result of you evolving into new things. So it always succeed. Like just having my own bedroom was the idea of success at one stage. Until that becomes redundant, I have it, and then the next thing, because now there's more, there's desire for more. But the law is always the same. Success is alignment with your desire in the mind to your actual reality, but self-aware enough to realize that you're always perceiving a future that isn't in this physical dimension right now. So you have to understand, I am way beyond my hopes and dreams at this stage right now today, speaking to you from what I desired at one point in my life. But now I'm here is such an extended, expanded level of the next levels. The levels are infinite. If you desire to continue. Most people don't have that level of drive. You know something about me, babe?
What? That's what I love about you. What would you say is the hardest lesson that you've learned in business?
The hardest lesson.
Yeah.
The hardest lesson I've learned in business. The hardest lesson. Well, the hardest lesson has to be defined first. Like, what is a hard lesson? And to me, if you want to make things hard, you have to give it energy and more of it over a longer period of time. So a hard lesson is something that took you ages to learn. And that was, it's hard to articulate, but understanding that what I'm aware I can do inside me, what I'm aware that I can do in my capability, what I'm aware of is something I should listen to over the assumption that people's positions determine their skill or potential over mine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So being younger and going, "Ugh, I'm not as good as these guys," is wrong. And those guys could have been just like driving, maybe just not even amazing cars, but just like certain cars, freedom to do whatever they want, having availability for space. Space was always big for me, to run events, run their own business, be in leadership positions rather than in employee positions. But it's not like there's levels to them knowing more than me, but it's always a case of time more than it is capability. I just hadn't had the time. So the hardest lesson was going through that for years, not realizing it until it was very painful for me to realize that I need to take over this shit. I need to take full control and I need to lead. And that's where wisdom culture had its inception. Fuck everyone else. Fuck me giving the credit to other people. Fuck me having the perspective that, well, you know, I'll assist you. I know I'm good and I can assist you in what you want to do in, rather than understanding what they were trying to do. And if I had the room to improve and lead it, at least present myself as available to do that through competency. So the hardest lesson in summary is learning to step into my own power and ability to do a better job than what I was seeing and witnessing.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got for me, woman?
Okay, so this could be in business or this could just be life in general. But how can you or someone in general know when it's time to let go of something versus like putting more in, staying with it and keep going? How can you like know the difference between that?
Because if you leave it, you will genuinely be better off. And you're asking, how do you know if it's time to leave something or just it's hard and you have to stick it out?
Yeah.
The time that you've done it. So if you haven't given something an adequate period of time, so it depends what it is in the context, but you need to give someone at least 90 days, because you need to go for at least a season. And you have to see improvement over that 90 days. So you need to be tracking. You can do that by actual tracking, like metrics, or just through self-awareness. And when you leave, you'll genuinely be better off, or you won't be. And if you're finding it hard, good. Because it should be. It shouldn't be inefficiently hard. If you're working on something and it's efficient already and then it's hard, good, it should be. But if you're doing it and the minimal period, 90 days, if you're doing it and you're within a 90-day period and you're thinking it's hard, and then a lot of your mental energy is like, oh, this is hard, should I keep doing this? You're failing yourself because you're spending time, should this be hard? It's this and that and this and that, and it's all squabbly pussy shit. When you need to go, this is supposed to be hard, I can take more than this can be harder than this, I'm going to show up and give this my all, I need to give this at least 90 days, I don't give a fuck about anything else. Who wanted it to be easy? If I wanted an easy life, I would, and there is no such thing, but if I want this to be easier right now, then just live in the short microcosm of I get instant gratification rather than I'm building something long term. But if you're going for a very long time and things have improved, but then you start to see a plateau and you feel you'd be better off elsewhere, it's probably time to move on. And then you should also check in with the seasons. And you should go, well, if for example, April the 1st is about to come round, and I've been in something for a very long time and it hasn't felt right and I've been questioning whether to leave, and like spring is coming around, it's a new season, it's probably good signals to change and move with the seasons. Put them away. Put them away.
What has been your biggest lesson or realization during our almost 14 years together?
What's been my biggest realization or lesson in the duration that I've been with you? Biggest realization is there is no way but the way that works. There's no fit box, fit structure. There's nothing that's fixed. Everything's always changing, and if your relationship's going to maintain itself and continue to last, well, that means those two people have to change and adapt, and that requires constant work. Always and forever. You're so blurry to me right now. My eyes are so bad. And what was the other part?
Just biggest realization or lesson in the time we've been
And the
together.
lesson, our relationship isn't sex. That's not what love is. It's security, intimacy, respect, loyalty, understanding, companionship, co-creation. It's way bigger, which is way harder to cultivate. It's very hard. It's like up there, platinum level. But sex is like here. Where are your sexual organs in your spine? Where?
Down the bottom.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's not what our relationship's based off. Are we kings and queens?
Yeah.
So where's our relationship based? In the crown. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all of it into sex. What's been yours? That I don't have autism?
No, you do. I would say that my biggest lesson, I don't think I could say one because there's so fucking many of them, but something that's been a lesson in our relationship is you can't carry what's happened in a previous relationship into a new relationship.
Let's see your challenge. Yeah, appreciate that. I would appreciate not being treated like someone else in your past when I'm fresh and I'm new.
Well, you're not fresh and new now, are you?
Yeah, I am. I never had a relationship before you.
Yeah, I know. True.
So I didn't go, oh, hope you don't do that other stuff.
Yeah. But I think that's a really, really big lesson for anyone that's going into a relationship, especially for women and men as well, but especially for women. There is a lot of, if they've been cheated on or they've been treated a certain way, it's like the trauma is inside them, so they project that onto their new partner thinking it's going to happen. And then ultimately you can then manifest that. So, yeah, one of the biggest lessons would be when you start something new, you have to start it new. You have to start it fresh. You have to start it with a clean mind. Whether it is a relationship or a business or anything at all, you have to go in with a fresh, clean mind. So you can actually have the best experiences from it and get the most out of it. Obviously, our relationship has gone through many different cycles and patterns and getting to a point of actually understanding our roles and the leadership and things like that. And a lot of relationships aren't like that. So what would be your top tips or advice to give to a man to actually be able to step into his role as the masculine, as the leadership, as the king?
First of all, you have to be aware enough to understand the difference between boyhood and manhood. That's a very big difference. So, part of becoming a man is stepping into those roles. So you know. So what would you say to a man? Well, to really step into the man role, it's a result of doing those things. So the first thing is to understand the difference between boyhood and manhood. So if you're looking to understand what that is, you will recognize you have certain gifts and powers as a masculine entity. As a masculine entity, you have strength, not by society's consensus of what that is, by nature. You have strength. You have self-control. You have discipline. You have discernment. You have responsibilities. You can provide, you can protect. You can lead. You can vocalize. You can put your foot down. You can fight. All of those things. Within the 24 hours, spread just across a week as a container of time, your input of time and energy has to correlate to you doing what's required as a man in your particular situation. So if you live with your mum and your mum pays for everything, you're already written off. You don't count. If you're in the middle somewhere where you're kind of providing for yourself, but you spend a lot of your time and energy squandering it in things that don't really yield real life return, there's nothing wrong with it, but if you play a lot of games, if you do eat a lot of shit food, if you don't really train, if you're not really respected, but you provide for yourself, say you have your own apartment, and you don't really need to answer to anyone. For the most part, you're kind of in the middle. But if you truly want to be that in this day and age, you have to fulfill your time and energy with disciplined inputs that yield you the greatest return and reward, whilst considering what position you're in life. Do you have to provide for people? Do you have a family? Is there a woman in your life that wants to build a family and have children? Are you even man enough to do that? Do you have your health? Do you have your strength? Do you have discipline? Do you have other folks and men around you that are also achieving? Or are they losers? There's so many components to look at. But distilling it down in the simplest way, you have to be showing up. You have to lead. You can't take crap. You have to be able to manage your own emotions. You have to be able to manage your own responsibilities. You have to be able to problem solve. You have to be independent. Doesn't mean you can't reach out to support. That's not to say that's what masculinity is. You should definitely reach out to support. You should definitely have support. But if you can't independently look after yourself, you can't support anyone. And if you want true support from other people, you need it from people that are independently able to look after themselves. So really, it's about showing the fuck up and making sure that you're moving away from boyhood, which is squandering a lot of your energy, and making sure that you're putting it into the disciplined acts that give you third dimensional, real earth term reward and return. So you're getting strong and healthy. You can provide and protect. You can lead. You won't take shit off anyone. Next time the government tried to pull a little ploy on you and your family, you're not just like, well, okay, you know, I've got to protect Janet next door. You're a fucking guy with a set of bollocks on them that isn't told what to do. Does that answer your question? Because there's so many angles to it.
Yeah, it does.
And you got fucking biceps like me. Fucking biceps. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
What I just did was reframe the whole question. Understand?
Yeah.
But if you're really asking what advice would I have to a man in a relationship, it would be to understand RACT. And it always comes back down to that. Understand your role. Make sure that you're accountable. Learn to communicate. You know, being masculine is controlling your emotion. But it's not suppressing your emotion and not communicating. That's actually faggotry. That turns you into a bit of a faggot, to be honest, because you're not able to say what you feel. And do I ever do that around you?
No.
What do I do?
You say it how it is.
Pretty fast, right?
Yeah.
When I speak, it's immediate. I'm not an intermediate. I'm a master. When I speak it, I bet you can't find anyone faster.
I'm going to go now.
She's going!
Love you.
Come and encourage me. One more set. Come in.
I'm here.
Huh?
I'm here.
What do you say?
I'm here.
Sometimes you speak inwards, yeah. Yeah. Why do you get so nervous?
I don't know.
Is it me? Is it my eyebrows?
Hey, your eyebrows are good. I did them. Your eyebrows look good. Oh, your eyebrows actually look really good. Wow. It's been a while.
Stay here and cheer me on.
Okay.
Down here. Cheer me on by dancing.
You got this.
Yeah,
Get your pump on.
I've got it. I've got it. You're right.
Flex those biceps.
Yep, you're right. One more time.
Let me see those biceps.
Yeah, you're right. She's right.
Go. Great work. Wow. Look at those biceps. Strong man. Keep going. Keep going. One more. And now one more. And one more for good luck. Go on. Go on. Up, up. Well done.
You're funny. You going, yeah? Move on the outside. If you don't see me move on the inside, I will go straight to the top, to the colors. I will bend in the crops. I will be the crop circles. I draw it with lasers. Amy's like, we haven't got enough content, Charlie. Ain't got enough of you talking. Like, whoo. All I do is fucking talk all day. So, she came to the gym. She came to the gym with me. She put her mic on and she asked me questions. Can't get the hardest. I'm getting it in. I'm getting it in. You can't get a super hard workout when you're talking and focus on other things, and just, yeah, getting it in. The main thing is fucking getting it in.